Всем привет, всем
Hello
привет.
everyone. Hey everyone. Now today is the demo day of our HackAtom RU, the first ever Cosmos hackathon in Russian. The deadline was on March the 28th, and tonight we're prepared to listen to what the finalists, not the winners yet, what our finalists have to say. Today we're going to be busy picking the best. We will be listening to their pitches, Q&A session from the judges, and our participants will try their best to accommodate those questions. Now, each team gets 5 minutes to elaborate on their project, and then there will be 3 minutes for the Q&A for the judges to be able to ask their questions and hopefully get some answers. Now, we will try real hard to make it on time, to keep to the schedule, and we will put everyone in equal conditions so that each team gets well, basically the same footing for everyone. Sergey is going to help me today. The demo day is not going to be super official. Just please understand that this is more of an internal event for the judges to pick the project which is really good, the best. We're also making it public so that you can be getting this in Russian or in English if you're watching the Cosmos channel, the YouTube channel. Now, Sergey, are you there? Are you going to help me or not? Yeah, sure. Why not? Can you hear me? Affirmative, Commander. Can you tell us who the judges are? Yeah, of course. Hi, everyone. Well, first of all, it's yours truly, Sergey. If I don't introduce myself, who's going to introduce me? My name is Sergey Simonovsky. I represent Citizen Cosmos. I'm also the co-host of the hackathon and the judge. So wearing bunches of hats. So if you guys want some preferential treatment, just feel free to private message me. I'm kidding, of course. I have Denis Fadeev from the Tendermint here. Dennis, I believe you've seen him during the hackathon. He was helping around in chat rooms, Discords, everywhere. He was everywhere. He was running workshops like nothing would have worked without Denis. Denis was really has been a big help. Thank you, Denis, for that. Now we also have Dean from Agoric. Hello, Dean.
Hello.
I believe that you've seen him in the Cosmos spaces. So a very cool stuff they've made. Agoric. Read up on Dean, by the way. He's a cool guy indeed. From the tough 80s and 90s, way back in the internet, young days, young age. So well, he's really cool. I promise you. We also have Jeffrey from Iris. Jeffrey, also a cool guy, a techie. They work together with Iris for IBC. Do a lot for IBC. Hey Jeff, hope you can hear me. Right. I'm not really sure if Jeffrey is getting this, but I hope he does. Possibly his soundtrack is wrong. I see Zach knocking on the door. He's about to. It says Jack, not Zach. Scratch that. Affirmative. Right. Here he goes. Jack Zempolin from. Well, I don't even know which project he's best representing. I mean, he's representing all of them at once. And I believe that you've listened to his podcast, Tag IBC, Cosmos. Jack is the Ronin of Cosmos. He's everywhere. He's all powerful, all knowing. Thank you, Jack, for being there, for sharing this with us. Now we're looking forward to Bill is joining from ICF and Ethan from Informal Systems, one of the co-founders of Cosmos project. I believe they're running a bit late. Nadia, I don't know what else to play for time, so I'll just bounce the ball back to you. Right, I can see Billy. Anyway, I'm not really sure. We would really like to start on time, but let's give the judges a minute or two to join. So, hello everyone. Just a few technical points. All those on Zoom with us, if your camera is enabled, then most likely you will be on air right now. So everyone with cameras enabled, you're somewhere on YouTube right now as we speak. Yeah, you can wave a hand. Like that. Yeah, we also have simultaneous interpretation available. As you have found, there is this Zoom. Make sure you select the right language, the one you're comfortable listening to. Everything should be fine. Awesome. I see Ethan joining. Sergey, just a bit of introduction for Ethan. You sure? I was trying to pretend that I'm not writing into any chat. Yeah, is Billy there? For some reason, I cannot see all the participants. Right, there he goes, Billy. For those not aware, Billy is in charge of, well, not really in charge of, he works for ICF, and those guys are picking projects eligible for grants. So everyone here, potentially Billy is your best friend. Make sure you're friends with him. If you have a cool, awesome project and you decide to apply for an ICF grant, then this is the go-to guy. This is probably the go-to guy who will be considering your application. Now we also have Ethan somewhere around. Ethan is a co-founder of Cosmos. I believe you've either heard of him or seen him. If you haven't seen him, are you sure you attended the right hackathon? All right. Anyway, so it was really hard to miss his introduction. Ethan, there he goes. I guess that's pretty much it. I guess I've covered them all. Yes, I don't think we are looking forward to anyone else joining. If they do want to join us, they can join us. We go. Let's go to participant number one, contender number one. It's the Stairway Monster team. Daniel is here. He will be prepared to answer your questions, but for the pitch, we'll watch a video. It is 5 minutes on the dot, so I will not put the timer on, so to speak. When the video is out, 5 minutes are out, Q&A time. The video is coming up shortly. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello everyone, it's now time for our demo. So let's open our browsers and go to our Stairway Monster website, where you can see on the left-hand side, at the first glance, a code diagram that shows the interconnections between zones that are using IBC protocol. Below you can find tags that also highlights on the code diagram the zones presented. The service provides you with a variety of options. The first option is to find the most suitable itinerary or pathway between the zones, how you can make a transfer. It also checks whether zones are available for making a transfer. At the same time, the service also provides you with an option how to unescrow your token, because while sending between zones your token, it's become wrapped. For that reason, you need to find a right way back so that you can get from your sync zone to your native zone and unlock your token that can be seen on your wallet. For instance, let's see how the service works in terms of finding your interchain path. For instance, let's take a couple of zones. The first one here would be Tenet 1, and the destination zone will be let's say Brenev 1. When you push the search button, it finds the most suitable way for your token to reach the destination zone. You can filter it by fee or by transfers count, but anyway, you can push every single step to approve every single transaction, or you can execute it all. While at the same time, you can see on the left-hand side how the zones connected by this transfer are highlighted on the left-hand side in the code diagram. This is the longest way we've seen here. And now we can try to find the direct zone connections. So let's go to zone MuscleNet 4. And the destination zone will be swap testnet 201, 2001. And see, let's push button search. And we have here a direct connection between those two zones. So now we can go to our Kepler wallet. Please reinstall it before you make any transaction. Let's pick up, for instance, MuscleNet 4. And we see the number of tokens we have here. So we need to connect the wallet to make a real transaction. So once the zones have been identified, and now we understand that we need to send MyO tokens to swap test net 201, we push the execute button, and now we need to approve the transaction here by putting an amount. Let's say we need to sell 14 tokens and push it approve. Now Kepler initiates an action we need to perform, we need to approve. And let's see what will come out of this. Success. We can go to our blockchain explorer to check whether the transaction has been performed correctly. Yeah, updated. And now we see the status is a success. So now we achieved our goal. So getting back to our product functionality, we also can check an interesting part here, an escrow token. For instance, in the sync zone, you have a token with a long tail of the nom trace. Or in conventional blockchain world, we used to use the word wrapped on wrapped on wrapped. For that reason, let's pick up, let's say, a zone, -1, put in here our denom trace, wrapped on wrapped on wrapped, and search whether there are any available options for us to send the token back from a sync zone to our native zone and obtain our native token. Yeah, we can find it here. It provides you with the solution how you can get your native token back. So executing it all, you'll definitely get the native token on in your native zone, which could be find it in your Kepler wallet. That's it. Thank you for your attention. It was a pleasure to present you this product, Starway Monster.
Так, ну вот, видео кончилось, Данил
Right,
здесь.
so video is out. Daniel is here. I hope he's prepared to answer your questions. Dear judges, do you have questions for this one? Yeah, I do have the first one while everyone else is getting the thoughts together. What is the economic model? So how is it going to support itself? Explorer means explorer. So what happens next? What are you going to do 3 months, 6 months from now? What are you going to feed your developers from? Where the money is supposed to come from? Yeah, thanks. It's really a question to the point for the future. I see multiple options here. Even if we don't deal with the current functionality, in the future, it might be a more saturated project that will make injections into other projects and multi-hop. So ideally, it could be multi-hop into some DEX where for the user to be able to make the exchange and get the token back to the native zone. So it's DEX an aggregator for the multi-chain. It's not within a single blockchain. It's a more sophisticated solution. I also see this unescrow function, unescrow solution, as a very important ecosystem solution, because the users can lose the tokens if they want to DEX, if they want to buy a token, which is long traced. First, the user can check whether the token is still valuable, if the channel is closed or not. So it might be critical for that user. So it could evolve into a serious product where kind of fee-based or something. But this is out of scope of this hackathon. So yeah, it requires a lot of thinking outside the scope, behind the scenes. Thank you. Other judges, any questions on your part? Maybe Denis?
Dan, go ahead.
Dean, go ahead.
So it jumped in kind of right at the beginning. It feels like one of the main functions is just being able to recover tokens that you have taken across multiple hops on the interchain. Is that sort of the primary goal? Is there an additional thing that this enables? Assuming that's correct, then would you see this as a standalone thing, or does this feel like it should be part of the functionality of a wallet, essentially?
Кошельке, я думаю, что да, это
Part of the wallet functionality. Well, in first approximation, yeah, that's you could make an integration with a similar service. So some wallet can be using our API. For the wallet, it could be, well, in case we expand our functionality, we build on the functionality that I've mentioned, answering the previous question. It could be too sophisticated for a wallet product. It could be too complicated for that. So it's maybe third-party agreements based on some standards. We could grant the wallets. We can loan our functionality to those wallets. If I got the bulk of the question correctly.
Отлично. Ну все, время вышло. Мы успели задать 2 вопроса, что уже
Okay, great. Seems to be the case. 3 times is up. 3 minutes is up. So thank you, Daniel. We're going to Validator Wars. They've also prepared a video. So right now, I will enable it.
Я представляю проект
Hi
Validator
everyone. I represent
Wars.
the project
Это
Validator Wars. This is the application that will help gamify the process of delegation in the Cosmos ecosystem. The ecosystems that works with POS, proof of stake consensus, and it is supposed to enable the validators as well as new blockchains to gain new users and to keep them, delegate the proof of stake. The main 3 groups of our users, delegators, validators, and DPoS blockchains. These are the 3 main groups of users. And there are issues that can be solved with this mechanic, with the mechanic of our application. So identify the problems and ways to solve them. For delegators, this is the possibility to raise additional money, raise extra value, extra money to the main stake. Because one of the goals of the delegators is to basically get rewards. For validators, it will enable the ability to attract and hold, keep the delegates, the delegators. For DPoS blockchains, it's all the same, the opportunity to attract new users, but at a higher level. What Validator Wars is, the basic logic of the application enables the validators to create a kind of a farming pool that is associated with their ID. In the first iteration, this ID will be the public address of the base net and the name in the selected network. When they've created this farming pool, they can append it. The delegators can acquire or mint the token and get rewards for that. It is worth to highlight that the users of the application who want to farm, they need to have a stake in the main network. This is the main challenge. Right. The validator, they go into the app, they authorize, and they create the farming pool that will be associated with the identity, with the ID in the main network, in the base network where they are a validator. And they can top it up with our token. They go to this dashboard where our users can stake their NFT tokens to gain additional rewards they want. This is the internal marketplace. This is how it looks. Also, we plan to implement NFT cross-chain NFT wallet, the wallet where users can operate their items or leverage their items on several blockchains. They can send, having selected the victim for the delegation, so to speak, for delegation. The dashboard of the farming pool looks this way. We believe this is the more convenient option because the delegators that will wish to use our app for marketing activities, they will definitely find this interesting. There won't be too many delegators, so the more manual selection or manual picking would be possible. This is what the base level of architecture looks like. So we have not checked the operability, so whether everything is fine. We're experimenting, we're still testing the outcomes of those experiments. This is the business model. We also want to raise the money out of this. As you can see, the classic formulae, distribution of native fungible tokens of the application, distribution of unique Genesis NFT CW71 tokens, fees from the internal marketplace, and you can play that around, well, getting various cool marketing and economic effects. These are the team members, the contacts. You can pause the video and telegram us. We're open for dialogue. We also want to expand our developer staff because, yeah, we really need more of those. Thank you very much for your attention. Validated words. My name was Vadim. Can you bring back the chart? The judges would like. Yeah, I can share it. Vadim is here. Yeah, this one here. Right? Are you getting this? Affirmative. So what are the questions? Good evening, everyone. Yes, Vadim is here live, so you can ask questions to him. This is not the recording. The guy is actually here. Vadim, what have you been able to code-wise? So I see the GitHub, it's there, but in a nutshell. Well, on GitHub, it basically lists the issues that we faced because the dev team had the Ethereum VM development experience. And we jumped at the opportunity to use the Ethermint. So the Ethermint did not start ultimately. So we were only able to install the marketplace, but it's not our code. The guys were trying to make a contract on Rust, but it's not usable at this point. There are too many tasks for the hackathon with limited skill for Rust and Go development. Limited Rust and Go development capacity. Dear judges, any further questions? You can just unmute and can you tell us whether it's going to work on IBC or not? I mean, it can be solved without IBC. Something Ethereum based can be used to launch it and to just do the freezing in our app, but I don't think it's going to be cool that way. So the IBC is supposed to be used here. Right, so as the judges are coming up with their questions, I will just announce the next contender. This is going to be Satellite Wallet. Friends, please be ready.
So this is the intent that this controls staking of Cosmos networks where you've aggregated that and now you're staking NFTs. How does that interact with things like governance and other elements of use of staking tokens?
Ну, над governance мы даже не думали об этом. То есть,
well, we haven't even given that much thought. We were thinking about the implementability of this whole, the feasibility of this whole thing from the viewpoint of transfer and freezing. So whether transfer is needed in the first place, maybe relayers could be used and some Oracle to get the same effect. As for the governance, we have not given it any thought. But It's not really some large financial certificates. It's just a game, gamification with some internal logic. What you can see here, the base DApp is a separate game. So there is a certain logic with the need for fungible tokens. And because of this fungible tokens, we'll be able to use the NFT tokens. So we've missed that. We've omitted that. We can actually issue the DAO token, the separate fungible token, and say we'll be able to decide which blockchains to accept for staking. I mean, it's not too important at this stage. It's the technical feasibility. That's the big question here.
Если вопросов больше нет, мы можем переходить к
Unless there are
другой.
further questions, we can give the floor to the next team. That's Satellite Wallet. Friends, are you ready? Let me know.
Отлично.
Standing by.
Можете пошарить свою презентацию.
Okay, cool. Your slides.
Отлично. Итак, я засекаю 5 минут.
Awesome. I'm timing 5 minutes.
Время пошло.
Okay, we're rolling. Okay. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. With all responsibility, I would like to say, yeah, it's the slides are clicking. We have a problem. We have a problem that's been the subject of discussion for the past 5 years, and only now there is some movement. So I've found around 260 mobile crypto wallets. Of them, 90% are just hold just a single token wallet or some pool of disrupted tokens. So what if we want to exchange the tools beyond one network, or to sell, to exchange or sell? There are cryptocurrencies, centralized crypto exchanges, sorry, and there are centralized gateways. The issues are right there. We offer the crypto wallet with IBC protocol that helps store various assets. Same as we're used to seeing in MetaMask and Ledger, we can trace the dynamic of the value, say, like on Blockfolio or any other crypto exchange wallet, and exchange the coins, the tokens on the current exchange rate. But there is no link to the strict fee network. So ultimately, your activity becomes your portfolio. If the necessity arises, it could be multiple portfolios. The centralized server is only switching the relayers and runs some logic invoking the commands that you want. Our backend is on Python, front end on Vue. So this is a gorgeous application. Everything is intuitively clear to any other wallets user. The IBC is perfectly in line with the concept of the application. This is the balance between the security of the keys and the functionality, users' keys, and the functionality of the service solution. It wasn't all pitfall-free. The goal, we haven't seen it before. We had to get our Python friends with it. Our designer was supposed to make an application unique in style, but not rediscover America. Then there was an update. We wanted to show the swap cross-chain of Kava that integrated into IBC and Cosmos. We are proud with what we've finally arrived at. This is the stylish solution that we're introducing, and we've been able to make Python and Go good friends, which has been an achievement. And my slides are going haywire, but anyway, it's a pleasure to work with technology that gives you the solution to the issues that are obvious to everyone. It's a great thing that Cosmos, with its ecosystem, really becomes infinite. It's really becoming infinite. We do not want to abandon our satellite wallet. We will keep working on it either way, Cosmos Kava and Cosmos and Kava, and we will write our own relayers. We have a small team. My name is Ivan. We have Vladimir, Gleb, the designer, the backend guys. Vladimir, Max is the front ender. So thank you very much. I think I have 1 extra minute, and I can use that minute as the judges are coming up with their questions. I can show you the prototype. Yeah, it's up. The registration is classic. It's the conventional one, similar to any other app you're used to. The interface is a lot like any other app, but it's a hybrid system where we can check out the value and the history of any currency, any token. We see the total balance of the wallet. We can see the change of the dynamic. Basically, as the balance fluctuates versus certain currencies or certain indicators, basically the statistics and the trends. And we can also do the exchange. 5 seconds. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for your attention. So this horrible animation is finally going to end, and we will have exchanged our tokens. Okay, cool. Dear judges, do you have any questions?
Микрофон.
Just feel free to unmute and go.
Так, пока судьи готовят свои вопросы,
Right, as the questions are coming up, I will introduce the next team. Mercury guys, please get ready. Prepare your tabs for sharing.
Судьи думают над вопросами, я могу дополнить.
As the judges are coming up with the questions, I will elaborate on what has been implemented. The design part, the function of accepting and sending Cosmos and Kava networks, and the solution, the relayer, is being fine-tuned. The relayer itself has been implemented already.
Can you say a bit more about what the Python backend does exactly? It accepts the request from the
поскольку мы,
the
да, он
Yeah,
по
sure.
сути
Basically, it invokes the IBC protocol works in Golang, and via the terminal, we've been able to do the Python thing that works through the terminal with the relayer in a native language.
Ну, и вся остальная логика сервера, ну, нашего сервера тоже реализована на питоне.
The rest of the server logic is also Python-based, working with SDK of Cosmos and Kava. It's creating wallets and so on and so forth. It's all Python-based.
Еще вопросы? У нас есть буквально минута.
Further questions? 60 seconds and counting. Dean, Denis?
Okay,
I'm
None?
looking at the translation of the site, which is very good, but I don't have any questions yet.
Окей, все. Хорошо, тогда спасибо большое, Иван.
Okay, roger that. Thank you, Ivan, for your quick overview of your project. We're going to introduce the next team. This is Mercury. I'm not sure they're online because they said that Puerto Rico is facing power outages. Mercury guys, if you're here, let me know. Switch on your webcam. Okay, blackout victims. Let's try the next team. Shia 3.
Hello, everyone.
Are you guys here?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Yeah.
you.
Okay, I'll be going
Можете
to.
пошарить презентацию.
Could you please share your presentation and go?
Yeah, sure. So, hello, everyone. Is my presentation visible?
Nope, none.
You know. Hold on a second, please. Sure. Is it now visible?
Now it's on. Now it's
Yeah.
visible. Just go full screen, and please don't go fast.
Okay. So, everyone, this is Shia 3, and I wrote it's powered by Cosmos because Cosmos is basically the design end. So SHA-3 is basically a blockchain that is created using the Cosmos SDK. It has its own native implementation of non-standard NFTs, and I call it non-standard because it doesn't follow all the rules of what an NFT should follow. And what is it in ICS20 or ERC20, what we say. And it is in fact inspired by Game of Karan, but it is not exactly Game of Karan, I must say that. So the native NFTs are assets. Now, what is assets? Assets are like the card in the Game of Karan. Its ownership can be transferred or it can be burned. It can be transferred between two blockchains. That is where the IBC comes into play. Well, it's not these models are fully developed, but there are more works going on this. And these are the types of assets that basically I define, and they are camel, house, fossil necklace, ceramic plate, and terracotta lamp. And these are the base prices of that. It's like 50 token for camel, and you can see it respectively 200, 110, and 5 tokens respectively. And there are monetary policies. Of course, what governs economy is the monetary policy, and the monetary policy here of the assets are as follows. Assets can be transferred, and sending in assets earns you 20% of the base amount as a reward, always in tokens. And assets can be staked in a pool of club. Basically, it's like a casino where there are pools, and you can stake your assets, and the winner can get all the assets. Now, who are the winners is actually determined by the game of Shy, which I came up with, and I don't know if anyone has implemented before or not, but it's very on my it's my own idea. So let's go see what's the game of Shy. Shy game is like a lottery. You have a pentate over there, and the pentate is like playing 5 sets, and 5 sets where in each set it random number of 20 random numbers are generated, and there will be a list of 20 random numbers. And yeah, so once you play the Shy, you have like 100 random numbers. That is, you play a pentate, and after playing the pentate, you have this lambda value, which is basically the threshold, and can be calculated using I'm sorry, this formula: the mean minus median, mean minus mode, and median minus mode. And you take
Sorry,
absolute of them, and then you add it up.
Saptarsi, you're going too fast. The judges are requesting you to slow down.
Okay, sure.
Could you go one slide back and take it from there? Thank you.
From here.
One slide back and yeah, from here.
Yeah. So this is game of Shy. Game of Shy is like a lottery where I have defined a term called pentate. Pentate is basically playing 5 set. So 5 set, a set is like generating 20 random numbers. And in game of Shy, each player is called Shy basically, and they have to gather random numbers, and the random numbers are ranged between 0 and 1. So you're gonna collect any floating point numbers between 0 and 1. And once you play a pentate, you have basically 100 random numbers because you played 5 sets. And in the lambda value, that is basically the threshold, determines who is the winner, and the one with least threshold is always the winner. Now, lambda value is determined by this formula, which is mean minus median, mean minus mode, and median minus mode of the data points. And you take the absolute values of them, you add them up. So that determines what is the lambda value. So these are basically the transaction operations that is possible in the SHA-3 blockchain. So one is buy asset. Of course, you can buy asset from the marketplace, and you get 20% of it as a reward. Then you burn asset. Of course, you know, burning asset in the real life, like if you want to burn house, you need TNT, explosive, labor charge. So similarly, the burning of asset in this virtual game is also gonna cost you money. And the costing of money, there's another reason of it. Basically, you have an incentive that you're not going to burn the assets, and you're actually going to use the asset for your future transactions. And assets can be transferred, you know, even by mutual agreements where you can earn profits. So this is basically the price schema for burning asset. For KML, you need 5 tokens, house 35, and so on. You know, you can see it over here. And the next operation is send asset. You can send to your fellow member or user your asset, and it's gonna take you get you 20% of the reward. And then you can IBC send asset, which is also gonna earn you 20% of the reward, but it's between IBC. So it's between 2 blockchains, I mean, using IBC protocol. Yeah. So that is for the project. And the next thing that is going to come up from the SHA, because of the lack of time, which I couldn't implement, and I am the single developer working in this project. The first is the game of Shy can be played across IBC. I tried implementing this, but you know, it wasn't like perfect because of lack of time. I was running into a lot of errors. Then marketplace should be improved. We need a lot of cards. Then asset price. Right now, there is no rule that is determining the price change of the assets so that you can earn profit, or that is govern the economy of it. So, the asset change in the price of the assets should be governed by some formula. So that is still left to be implemented. This is coming next. If the first version is successful, I'm probably going to implement this. Then getting reward when you stake in the pool of the casino, if other player doesn't come for 21 days, 30 days, or 40 days, you're going to get reward for staking in the pool. That's probably another good monetary policy need to be improved. And game of Shy must be played across IBC, and some Cosmos smart contracts might be needed to add it. These are like the milestones that probably would be crossing if this is successful. Now, this is the GitHub link, basically. So, yeah. This is the GitHub link. You can check
Отлично,
out the
отлично. У
code,
нас
which
как
is
раз закончилось время, друзья.
Perfect. You're right on time. We've run out of time now.
Thank
Three
you,
questions,
thank you.
maybe 2 questions remaining for the 2 minutes for the questions.
Okay, sure.
Dear judges, please fire away.
It wasn't clear to me how, this is Dean, how is the assets related to the gambling? And 2 questions, that's the first one.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, can I answer?
Yes.
Yeah,
Please answer.
the asset was related to gambling. See, we can buy assets using tokens. Then we can stake the asset in the pool. So when we are staking it in the pool, we are basically giving the ownership to the casino. Now, once the playing game of Shy, and the winner will get all the assets. It's basically like gambling. So you can win the assets in that context. So that is how you can stake and get the tokens.
Okay. And you had different kinds of assets. What are those different assets? What's their role in this in the gambling interaction?
Actually, thing is, it is inspired by Game of Catan. Game of Catan has like 5 different assets, wheat and stuffs. So similarly, I have like in my marketplace 5 different assets. They are like camel, fossil necklace, terracotta lamp, a house. So their prices are higher and lower. And as per I said, I'll be developing more. So it will have different variations of price change, and the asset in more demand will have more prices, like something like that. Monetary policies must be added to get the assets, to get the website working more properly.
And then the last question I have is, so you said there's about communication between 2 chains. What are the roles of those 2 chains? Why are there 2 and not 3 or 4 or 1? Oh no, he broke up.
Да, не выдержала вопросов с наших судей.
There was only so many questions from the judges his internet connection could sustain. But basically, we've run out of time as well. So I think we can give the floor to the other team. Unfortunately, I just have one question from the Mercury team that was unable to make it. For the judges, how do you rank them? Should you just check out the dev post? There is a GitHub link as well from Mercury, and there is a brief description.
Ну, это та вещь, которую мы обсудим.
Well, this is the thing I believe we will discuss after the event, because it's not only Mercury. There was another team that was unable to make it. I don't think we'll make a mini day for them exclusively. So we will be watching those who have connected to us, and then judge the rest as we see fit. So the demo day is exactly for this demonstration. We want to see the project, we want to ask questions and to know it better. But the teams who are not connected, they're deprived of the opportunity to answer the questions that might have been arising to them. So they're losing points. Secret hero guys, are you here?
Yes. Can you hear me all right?
Yes,
да, вас отлично слышно. Пожалуйста, 5 минут ваши пошли.
5 minutes, the time is running.
Perfect, thank you. So my name is Florian, here for the Secret Hero guys. Our idea was it would be super nice if you let me quick. Perfect. So our idea was to build something with secret NFTs on the secret network blockchain, because we figured that classical NFTs do have a thing, which is that the metadata on them is public by default, which means even if you buy a picture or something, anyone can look up your NFT, have a look at the metadata and like copy it out. This is weird for like owning things, but it's even problematic for games and game-related scenarios, because in game loops, you often have situations where you would need to withhold information from other players to be able to strategize and to make game moves, basically. Plus, on Secret Network, the reference implementation for non-fungible tokens landed a few weeks ago, and we wanted to try it out and work with it. So what we did is basically build up a very simple card battler and collection game. The goals for us were to, I'm just going to minimize this. The goals for us were to make use of this reference implementation called SNP 721, and to figure out if we can make it even better for people coming after us, and then to build up a use case that was somewhat like nice to play and nice to have. So the game is super simple. You can buy cards. Each card has 4 skills with values between 0 and 99. And then you can send those cards into a battle arena. They fight with each other, and the winner gets all the heroes that were sent there. We built a prototype over the hackathon. I'm just going to highlight a few things that we did in there. Most interesting part, most likely, is the backend, which were the secret cousin wasn't contracts. So we used 3 of them. First one is this SNP 721 reference implementation, where we added a few features. So last week, we implemented the possibility of batch minting. So in our case, we always mint 3 cards when you buy a pack. So to save on gas fees and make it more efficient, it's now possible to send a list of tokens and mint them in one contract call. Plus, we figured some usability problems that we could fix during the hackathon. Second contract is a minting contract, which is quite nice. You can name your heroes, so you can kind of give them some personas if you're interested. And it's also responsible of rolling this random skill values, which we do by taking random byte, taking it modulo 100, so we get something between 0 and 99. And we do this 5 times and pick the lowest number. So it's heavily skewed to the lower end of the spectrum. And if you, for example, get a hero with a skill value of 50 or above, it's already super rare to have it. And the last contract that we implemented is the arena. You can send one of your NFT there. And as soon as 3 players have sent their NFT, it will pick a skill randomly, and the card with the highest skill wins this battle round. And the owner of the cards get all the NFTs that were sent to the contract. So you can steal the cards of other players, basically. The second part of the application is a web app. It's made in React. Basically, it's just a connection layer. So we use it to connect to the Kepler wallet and communicate to the secret network. And we built a custom JS lib, which connects over the front end, basically our client to the network bridge. And the client itself, it's built in Unity. And the idea here was to make something interactive, something that is somehow visually appealing, and to give those NFTs some kind of representation. So the NFT itself is just the number of skill values. And in Unity, you can see on the right, we're able to kind of generate a custom deterministic model for each combination of skill values to get some identity to those heroes. And what's coming up for us next? So we have like 2 tracks. The whole thing is playable right now. It works quite well. So we're doing improvement the whole last week. So next step for us is, after some more testing, to actually deploy it to the mainnet and then host some tournaments with an actual prize pool where the best players could earn some secret tokens. And the second track that we follow upon is to build up on this whole gaming ecosystem on the secret network, because especially this ability of having private data that you can assign to NFTs is something that is extremely valuable to gaming and opens up a lot of use cases that are not tapped into yet, we believe. And that brings me already to the end of the presentation. I'm just going to let a video of like a live demo run in the background.
Отлично, отлично, ровно в срок.
Take any questions?
Hi there.
Can you tell me about the secret features of the characters? I'm guessing this is important for gameplay that's on otherwise a public network. Is it that the results of a battle between two would start revealing those features which were otherwise secret? Like, is this the strengths themselves are secret, or I saw those displayed on the table? Can you talk a little bit about what's kept encrypted?
Yeah, so what we reveal after battle is which skill was picked. You can see it on the video, you can see it actually on the right side. So this is like the red and the green box are what we get back. So we do reveal what skill was picked. We reveal the skill of your hero, and we also reveal the skill of the winning hero. All this is kind of taken out of the NFTs, because the moment that you lose your hero, because when you lose the battle, it gets owned by another player, you also lose the ability to watch this metadata. So we kind of encode these three values. Like, I mean, we also add the name of the hero. You can see who was your hero, what was the value of your hero of this specific skill, the skill and the winning value. So we do leak some information, but it's something where we decided that it would be super frustrating from a gameplay perspective if you would just get the information you lost and like no information what you lost against. So this was kind of a compromise that we figured there.
Also, one addition, we don't tell them the name of the winning hero. We just tell them the winning hero's score in that particular skill that they won in.
How much was implemented as part of the hackathon, and how much pre-existed, or was an existing part of the structure that was brought to the table to build it?
So for the front-end side, everything you see, like the web app was completely done during the hackathon. The Unity application was completely done during the hackathon. The 3D assets, so the geometry of the characters was something that we had before. But like the animations, all the like composition of the scenes and everything, that was done during the hackathon. And for the secret contracts, I'm going to hand over to Bill, because he can say more of that.
Yeah, for the contracts, the base implementation was started before the hackathon. It was completed roughly in the beginning of it, and also made available for anyone who anybody else participating in the hackathon. Also, it was available for them to build off of if they wanted to build using the secret NFTs. The contracts for minting and for battling were done during the hackathon.
Отлично, время подходит к концу. Я думаю, что больше
All right, the time is almost up. I don't think there's any time left for any questions. There don't seem to be any either way. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We are giving the floor to the next participants. Fardos, are you guys here?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Отлично. Пожалуйста, пошарьте вашу презентацию.
Okay, cool. Could you please share your slides and go, just not too fast. We're ready to start.
All right. Thanks, everybody. It's the future here in New Zealand. It's Thursday morning. Nice to be here. So this is just a solo project. I did this by myself. And so what I did is I was developing a prototype, essentially, of what it might be like to build a social network using Secret Network, with the idea that when you can create a social network.
Any slides to go with that?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I can actually share my screen. So let me just do that, because I was just going to show the app. There we go.
Все еще пока не видим, а сейчас есть. Отлично.
We see it.
Yep, it's up.
All right, cool. Yeah, so essentially the app's like this. So the idea is that the conceit is we wanted a social network where you could share small pieces of information for small amounts of money. So you have like a secret, which was internal contents to what we might call a fardel. And so what you do is you would post like a public message, and then you have some secret contents. And then you could share those with others, and people can choose to unpack them for a small fee. And so the idea is I really wanted something where people could share small pieces of information. It's not really expensive items, so there's very little risk. But then, using the social network concept, people could upvote or downvote based on what they liked if they unpacked it. And so I developed a back-end contract as well as a front-end prototype for that. So basically the idea is that you can explore, you can search for handles of people. And so if you search, it's using the Kepler wallet and it will download the information. So I have a user that's through the wallet right now, and I have 3 Fardels here for this user Zook. And I can choose to unpack one, for example. And so I would unpack it, and it's actually going to go to my Kepler wallet, and I can approve it. And what it does is it will actually take the one secret and pay that over to the other account. And I think I need to reload it here because it's still a prototype, but it should unpack the Fardel here. And so then you can view it. Now you can actually create your own ones as well, where you can put a message, whatever it is, public message. You can put some contents, and the idea is you could put in an IPFS CD or any other sort of thing and give it a price. You can create a profile as well. You can create your own handle. So like this, 0, I could put in a description if I want. And you could save the profile, and all of this gets stored up in the contract through the wallet. You can set your own viewing key. And then once you've set your viewing key, you can actually log in to your account over here. And once you log in, you can see it has my handle. And if I go back to explore for this person that I unpacked, you can see I can now view my Fardel, and you can see the secret. You can upvote and you can downvote and so on. And so the basic idea is that you could create sort of a social network where people are sharing small pieces of information and potentially, like build up some social capital if they can provide items that are of value to others. And because it's like low cost items, there's very little risk, and it could create kind of a new way of working with networks of information and sharing information and selling them on the using the secret network. So there's lots and lots that could be done with the interface. This was really just an initial pass of it. I started all from scratch. I did the React front end and the contract during the hackathon. So I'm happy to take questions.
Да, еще есть целая минута на выступление.
All right, you have a whole 60 seconds for the presentation, but let's reserve that to questions. Thank you. Dear judges, any questions on your part? Please fire away.
So, I mean, this might be more about Secret Network than your app itself, but when paying to access this, do you unlock it for everyone or just yourself?
All right, so you just unlock it for yourself. So that's part of the thing, is that you as a user, because you have your private information that's encrypted using the secret network, you unpack it only for yourself. And so you can also follow people just for yourself. And so I really kind of wanted to demonstrate that you could add additional features utilizing secret network that you couldn't do with other kinds of smart contract networks.
And the upvotes and downvotes, are those on chain, and are those visible or invisible? Those are visible, right?
Yeah, so everything's on chain right now. And so, for example, if you unpack this one that's like the IPFS file one, it just creates the link itself is on chain. And then you can, it's going to take a little, there you go. So you could, actually link to it and so on. And so right now, you just put in the CID yourself as the user, but that you could add in more functionality to kind of integrate that more with, other kinds of services.
Really cool. This feels really dangerous too. Could get into trouble with this, but it seems great.
Thanks. Any other questions?
Да, где запиненный PFS контент? Каждый пользователь сам?
The pinned IPFS content. Does every user pin it, or there is a server where it's going to be pinned? There is some server where it's going to be pinned.
Where it's going to be pinged, did you say?
Pinned.
Секунду, я переключу дорожку, спрошу на английском.
Just give me a sec.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, excellent, thanks. Sorry about that. The question is, where is the content going to be pinned? Because it's IPFS content and has to be delivered quickly, right? And it's a social network. Either you are pinning it, there is a node that's pinning that content, or each user is pinning the IPFS content using his own node.
Yeah, I guess, so first of all, like the concept was really that you could put anything up there, right? So I wanted to demonstrate that you could put IPFS up there, but you could put anything in there. And because so there is a little bit of risk, but it's low cost, right? So it doesn't necessarily have to be sort of on the blockchain. But if the IPFS, yeah, I mean, you could have a link to, you know, I don't know, some kind of Cloudflare link that could just go to pick up the file directly. If what this doesn't do yet is do the actual uploading of the file to IPFS for the user who's actually trying to post. That would be like some additional kind of development.
Thanks.
Отлично, кажется, у нас совсем вышло
Okay,
время.
cool. The time is up. The Q&A session is over. Thank you very much, Benjamin. And we're giving the floor to the next project, which is Secret Monero Bridge. Guys, if you're here, make yourselves visible. Are you around?
Yes.
Вы здесь. Да, я слышу вас.
Okay, cool. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I see your screen.
Let's go with the slide deck. So what we did for the hackathon was a proof of concept for the Secret Monero Bridge. Basically, the Secret Monero Bridge is a value transfer bridge between the Monero blockchain and the secret network. The team members consisted of 3 individuals. Segfault Doctor designed and wrote the secret contracts. Bob California did the web application and the UI. And then I did the overall architecture and the Monero components, as well as the project management. Our motivation was essentially to connect the Monero community and the secret network community, and essentially provide secret DeFi to the Monero community. And we did this by enabling value transfers between the Monero blockchain and the secret network. One of our other motivations is we have a broader open source project to do this beyond the hackathon, and we wanted to provide a working reference model for the broader project. So what did we accomplish? We created a secret token on the secret network called SXMR, and it's pegged 1-to-1 with the Monero token, or XMR. We created a secret contract to mint new secret Monero tokens, as well as bringing them into circulation on the secret network, as well as burning secret Monero tokens when they're converted back to the Monero blockchain. We built a web application that enabled the conversion of XMR to SXMR, and we enabled the conversion of SXMR secret Monero tokens back to XMR on the Monero blockchain. We published a video that demonstrated the working proof of concept. It was 12 minutes long, so I couldn't use it for this 5-minute period, but it's available from our GitHub repository, as well as on the DevPost hackathon site. This is just a screenshot of the demo video we had, and you can see the web application had just processed a conversion from Monero to secret Monero, and we ended up with a one SXMR secret token in our Kepler wallet. And then down at the on the bottom of the web page, you can see there was a transaction to convert secret Monero tokens back to the Monero blockchain in the form of XMR. And when we processed that transaction, it obviously took that one secret Monero out of our wallet and transferred it into XMR on the Monero blockchain. So we successfully provided the proof of concept. Everything worked out pretty well during the hackathon. What's next is we provided the working reference model for the broader project. One of the things that we need to do, which is pretty critical in this system, When we did the hackathon and the proof of concept, we didn't use multi-signature technology for the wallets, but that's going to be essential for the open source project. So we're designing and we're going to implement a multi-signature consensus facility to harden the Monero wallet security. We're going to do that through a decentralized collection of nodes that coordinate and synchronize the multi-signature process for securing that Monero wallet. We also will use multi-signature technology within that decentralized set of nodes to mint secret XMR on the secret network. We've also, in the proof of concept, the UI was a little bit more complicated than we had originally intended. So what we had to do was the user had to send their Monero to the secret Monero Bridge wallet first, and then go into the web app and essentially prove that they made that payment. Then the web app verified that the payment was made, and then the secret Monero was minted. What we want to do is to modify the user interface to simplify it and provide a direct Monero wallet transfer capability within the UI. We'll keep the proof of payment option available as well for more technically sophisticated users that want the freedom of utilizing the wallet of their choice. And we'll also have a more simplified user interface for non-technical users that would use our application. The last thing we want to do is to make the secret Monero Bridge web application adapt. A fully decentralized application hosted within IPFS so that it runs locally on users' machines, and there's no web server or no server side to that application. I'll wrap it up.
Sorry, time is running out.
Yep.
Please follow up and maybe just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, that completes the presentation. So.
Отлично. Тогда мы можем перейти к вопросам.
Okay, awesome. Questions time.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. I just wanted to ask, so you said that right now you transfer the Monero to the Bridge wallet.
Correct.
So that's a single private key wallet that's on the Monero side. Is that correct? But you want to convert that to a multi-sig wallet of nodes that are decentralized at some point?
That is correct. The proof of concept did not utilize multi-signature, but for any production app, we'll have to have multi-signature.
And in the DApp, you said that you need to basically submit proof that you sent Monero to that wallet. Can you tell me what you mean by that exactly?
Yes, the Monero protocol has a facility where you can mathematically prove that you sent a payment. Technically, within the Monero wallet, it's called check TX key. You provide the transaction ID of the payment, as well as basically a TX key, and then the address that you sent it to. And if you provide those three parameters, it can be proven that the payment was actually sent to that. Because of the privacy protections with the Monero, that's the only way you can prove you made the payment. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And what's the process the other way around?
Going back from secret network to Monero?
Yeah.
Basically, what happens there is that secret Monero tokens are resident in the secret wallet. So in this case, Kepler. And essentially what happens is the user goes in to the web app, specifies the amount of secret XMR that they want to transfer back to the Monero blockchain. And they essentially perform a secret network transaction with the Kepler wallet to authorize that. That transaction burns that amount of XMR on the secret network, taking it out of circulation. And then the in the proof of concept, we didn't have it. And when it goes production, the multi-signature consensus facility will have the multi-sig to transfer that Monero back to the Monero blockchain. The other thing that we do is we provide a proof of swap in this, where it can be mathematically proven that the assets were sent both ways. Hopefully that makes sense. It's a little complicated, not really trivial.
No, that's good. Thank you.
Sure.
Может быть, у кого-то еще есть вопросы? У нас есть еще 1
Any
минута.
further questions? 60 more seconds for this project.
Yeah, just a quick question. Is there anything specific to secret network in this bridge, or it can potentially be adapted to use with any Cosmos SDK blockchain in the future?
Yeah, one of the design intents that we want within the broader open source project is to design it such that it's fairly generic. It probably will be more so with bridging a proof of work blockchain to proof of stake, like we have with Monero and Secret Network. But I've been kicking around and considering possibly doing it with Bitcoin as well. And of course, we'd have to use multi-signature capability for that because we realize the primary risk in a system like this would be the centralization of a bridge wallet. So we want to, in implementation, decentralize that as much as we can with multi-signature technology.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Отлично. И как раз время на вопросы у нас подошло.
Great. The questions time is over. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, Secret Monero Bridge. And we're switching to the next project, Observation Deck. Guys, are you around? As far as I can see, you are. It would be nice if you enable your webcams so that we could see you, the audience that is watching this could see you. Are you there? Observation Deck. Are you guys here?
Yes, we are here.
Отлично, отлично. Я попрошу
Okay,
вас...
good. Could you please share your slides?
Just a second. My presenter is just joining in a second. There are still 3 minutes left.
У нас 3 минуты по регламенту. Okay, let's wait for another minute while we're watching the Observation Deck presenter. Let's talk through some house rules. All those on Zoom, please make sure you stay until the end. We have 4 teams who have not been able to make it to the demo day. We have a lot of free time remaining. I suggest you stick around, and if the judges have questions to you at the very end, we can use the time for this less formal conversation. I also encourage you to please turn on your webcam so that we can see you. The information is perceived better when people can actually see your face while you're talking.
Can you see us?
Kaiser, you there?
Yes.
We can see you.
Отлично. Если у вас есть презентация,
Okay,
можете...
perfect. You have the slides. Now share your screen, and your 5 minutes start right now.
Начинайте.
Fire away.
So can you see us? Okay, good.
It's loading. It says loading.
Loading.
Loading. Yes, now it's there.
Okay. So there are a lot of Explorer out there in the market, Big Dipper and the other big ones, but there are none when we are talking about the IBC transactions. Even the Starport latest version, which has Relayer built into it, which was just launched a few days back, doesn't have this feature. So we thought that we can use this to present or to create our HackAtom project. So this was basically the problem. Our goal was to create, to show the chains connectivity, balances, and the transaction between the chains. For this, we went with the solution, which we tried the default Relayer, which Starport already has, but the current version of the Starport doesn't have APIs. So what we did is we used those commands, CLI commands, and created APIs. So the first step was to create the APIs for the commands like balance, chains, and transactions. The next thing was to make sure that when a user runs starport serve, our APIs also run with that. So we basically triggered that inside it. And the last step was to show those APIs and the data inside the View Explorer, which Starport already provides. So basically, we created 3 APIs. One was the for the chains. So in this case, it's a network. Foo is basically our blockchain. So if you run curl x post localhost, you will see you pass out the parameters like foo and chain. You will see all the chains connected to this network. And the second is to show the balance from each chains. So in this case, we connected with the SPN, the Starport default network. We also tried to connect with the Gravity Bridge and the liquidity module, but apparently there wasn't much support out there for that thing. But eventually we tried with the SPN, and then we got the balance for this. And the last API that we did was the API which shows the transaction happening on the chain. So a week back, this API would have shown all the transactions for SPN, for other blockchain, but then the new Cosmos update came in, and after that we can only see the transactions for our own chain. So the challenges that we faced in this particular project was this was the first time the relayer was integrated into the Starport. So there were a lot of issues that we faced in the relayer. Basically, sometimes the CLI commands response was not so much great, and it was very slow. We also tried, as I mentioned, to connect to the Gravity Bridge, but we got very strange errors with that as well, and there was very less time to fix those things. We also faced many challenges working with the Vue.js project. We basically tried to create a component for the existing Starport project, but it has some complications from the Vue.js perspective because of the less time, of course. So overall, this was something that we created. So I'm gonna show one more thing. Our web page is not functional yet, but these are the APIs that we did, and you can see that the transaction between a chain is showing here. And also, if I kind of show this, it shows the IBC transfer, the sender, the receiver, and the value as well, and denom of the token as well. So this is something that we did, and this was our front end basically, but again, our component is not loading here, so it would have shown transactions here. So that's it from our side.
Спасибо большое. Да, время как раз подошло к концу. Да.
Okay, the time is up. Thank you. 3 questions, 3 minutes for the questions from the judges. The judges.
Quick question. Why did you decide to use the relayer CLI commands for the relayer? Could you have received this information any other way? For example, by querying the API of Cosmos SDK on 1317, like the same information I think is available there.
We tried that. We tried it, and we tried to get help on that as well, but the information is not available there. Any transaction that is happening with the relayer is actually no way to find on the Cosmos chain. that was our impression, and that what we saw. And the only way to get those transactions was to get it from the layer itself.
Okay, I guess the follow-up question. So the chain that your local chain, for example, it records all the successful IBC transactions that were broadcasted. So the only information that Relayer has that the chain doesn't have is the transactions that weren't broadcasted successfully. So I suppose that that's one of the things you wanted to show, right?
Yep. As I said, that there was very less report, and basically this was something new. And I actually talked to you on Discord as well to get help on this. And this was the fastest way to show things.
Okay, thanks.
Any more questions?
У нас есть еще 1 минута.
60 more seconds, yeah. Dear judges?
Видимо, нет. Я думаю, что мы можем переходить к
Don't seem to be any questions. Thank you. We can switch to the next project. Thank you very much. Observation deck.
Thank
you.
you.
It's been interesting. Cosmic Casino is up.
Hi everyone. Yeah, let me share my screen. Okay, cool. Hi everyone. I am Andrea. I am one of the full stack developers of Cosmic Casino. And yeah, with some friends, we decided to create this Cosmos zone that the main objective is to create a fun place where anyone can send his coins and play some games, basically, and maybe win some prizes. So the first game we implemented is very simple. It's a winners takes all style lottery. And so yeah, we can just try it. As you can see, the first time you run the DApp, Kepler window pop up and asks you to add the Cosmic Casino chain, maybe. Yeah, as you can see, I don't have the chain here, but I can press connect wallet, chain add request, approve, and then I need to approve another time to allow Kepler to get my accounts. Okay, now that I am connected, I can simply choose how many tickets to buy. The Kepler window will pop up, and as you can see in the data, we are sending a custom message that is a message by tickets. That's because we developed a custom module for this specific game, that it's a lottery module and implements the message by ticket inside that. So by approving, the transaction will be broadcasted and we should get the transaction hash in a second. Yeah. Yeah, we need to improve a little bit the UI. But yeah, as you can see, now we have 2 participants. One it's me, and I don't know who is the other one. Total tickets sold is 15, and in 4 minutes there will be the extraction. Unfortunately, I don't think we will have enough time to see who will win, but yeah, this is the concept. And one thing that I would like to point out is that the front end is already completely hosted on IPFS. So you can also access if you know the hash or if you have a IPFS companion. And in the long run, we already have ideas for other games. The next one probably will be some kind of quiz module. Where basically anyone can submit a quiz and anyone else can decide to respond or not. And yeah, the jackpot, as you can see, is the total. Basically 98% of the the prize is going to the jackpot, and the remaining 2% is going directly to the community pool. And that's because we don't want to, I mean, it's not like a real world casino where the casino always win. It's a decentralized, it's for fun. And all the extra funds will go in the community pool. The whole idea of this is just to do something for fun. And in fact, we will probably do an airdrop to everyone. Like we will not do for sure any token sale or anything like that. Just a random airdrop to everyone, and then we will see. So yeah, thanks.
Hey there, thanks for the presentation. I'm just looking through the code inside of the WTA/ABCI. Is this where the actual winner is picked, and what's the process of picking the winner?
Yeah, exactly. Basically, we have all the tickets sold in the keeper, and when the extraction time, when there is the extraction time, basically we get the hash of the previous block, and we use that as a seed to generate a random number, and then we pick one random tickets from the list. So very simple.
And is the random ticket from the list, like, do the tickets come in sequentially? Is there any way that I could see what the last hash was and be like, oh, if I put in my ticket right now, then I know I'll be picked?
No, I don't think there is a way to do that. Because, I mean, you should predict like which block and what transaction will be in that block. I mean, it's kind of difficult to predict the hash of the previous block of the extraction.
What were the biggest challenges you faced building this casino?
No, it was quite easy actually. No,
But you
really,
had
it's
experience using Starport before?
Yeah, we did some tests by ourselves. I mean, I'm personally working inside the Cosmos ecosystem since 2 years, so it was not that difficult. It was just for fun, yeah.
This looks really fun. How do I get Chip? I'm on the site.
Yeah, right now it's only a devnet, so there is everything. It's on my node. I can send you if you give me your address. This is just a testnet, and when we will launch, we will do the airdrop and the Genesis event and everything.
Awesome, really fun. What are you gonna do about when people say you're just gonna run away with everybody's money because you have a validator set of like a single one, or you do like a large distributed validator set?
Yeah, we hope to do a large distributed validator set. We don't want to own any validator actually. We just want to do the airdrop and see if at the Genesis event we will have enough people to start this for fun project. Yeah.
Perhaps
Hi, Andrea. I don't know if...
Hi.
Oh, sorry, Alessio. I was going to say perhaps we can convince you to use Starport Network to get a decentralized set of validators.
Sorry?
I was saying that you could use Starport Network. We're still busy working on it, but that's one way to get a decentralized set of validators.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I will check out for sure. Thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah, that's actually a great suggestion, and it might make your life much easier when spinning up your network. Oh, well, Andrea, I don't know if you remember me, but we met in Berlin a couple of years ago. I was one of your Alessia, you remember me.
Yeah.
It's lots of fun. Do you have any? You already have some ideas on how to build on top of this, like I don't know, like games or other stuff on top of this project? Do you know how to take it further? I mean, from here.
Yeah. We have some ideas. As I said, we want to work on a quiz module, and Yeah, we would like
That's
to
cool.
do this completely driven by the community itself. So everything is already open source, of course, in GitHub, even if we are not on mainnet or anything.
Okay.
I mean, in my long-term vision of this fun project, the community pool funds should be used for both development of new games and also for, I don't know, one very cool thing will be like doing some kind of charity for gambling problems with the community pool funds from gambling blockchain. That will be really fun.
I love the idea to encourage gamblers to gamble in order to cure the gambling problems. No, kidding, but it's really nice. I love the idea of, you know, I believe that the playful component is very important. It's vital for also, you know, also to educate people towards, you know, the use of cryptos and cryptography and this technology. So nicely done. Thank you.
Thank you.
No more questions from me.
Can I add one last thing? Is that right now, as you can see, you can play only with chip, but we are trying to think about some ways to allow also other tokens to be played in the lottery. Maybe we can spin up, for example, one lottery for, I don't know, Atom, maybe asking, using governance to choose which tokens, which lottery is spin up with different tokens. Or maybe we can use band protocols and use some kind of oracles and do some kind of balance between prices. Of course, this is not implemented right now. It's just an idea. Thank you.
Отлично. Ну, в общем-то, я вас не прерывала, вашу дискуссию, потому что...
Cool. I was not interrupting your discussion because this is the last project for the evening. Now will be the opportunity to talk more behind the scenes. Maybe we should do that because it will be more honest, more fair to other teams who have limited time for Q&A. So, dear guys, anyone joining us, those who have not made it on time, Mercury, Token Multisender, are you guys with us? I don't think so. Two teams are out. Two teams are out of the demo day discussion, but nonetheless, they're still participating in the competition. So, dear friends, we will wrap up the broadcast on YouTube so we can stay on Zoom and talk less formally. I will not chase anybody out of Zoom. If there are any questions to teams, to the members of the jury, the judges, we can definitely communicate on that. But right now, April the 2nd, 7 p.m. Eastern European time, Moscow time. The closing ceremony this Friday, 2nd of April, 7 p.m. Moscow, Minsk, and Kiev time. The closing ceremony, 4 o'clock, YouTube channel in Russian and Cosmos Network in English. Sergey, any elaboration on your part? No, basically that's it. Very cool presentations. Thank you very much for showing up. Thank you for those tuning in. Let me just remind you that on top of this, we have 2 hours voting to go on their post, the community favorite project, community's favorite project. So those judges that have been monitoring the hackathon, well, now would be the time to vote. Looking forward to the final. Thank you very much.